The story of the Roman Republic begins in 509 BC. After the Romans overthrew their last king, Tarquinius Superbus, they made a bold decision. Never again would one person hold absolute power over Rome. Instead, they created something new, something the world had rarely seen before. A system built on shared power, responsibility, and the belief that the people themselves should have a voice. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't always fair, but it was revolutionary. At the top of the Republic stood 2 consuls, elected every year. They shared authority, constantly checking and balancing each other. The idea was simple. If one consul tried to become too powerful, the other could stop him. But they didn't rule alone. Behind them stood the Senate, an elite group of experienced men who shaped Rome's laws, guided decisions, and oversaw finances and foreign policy. And although senators were not chosen by the people, their influence was enormous. But the Republic wasn't just run by the powerful. Ordinary citizens also played an important role. Through the popular assemblies, they could vote on laws and choose magistrates. Yet not everyone had equal influence. For centuries, Rome struggled with deep social divisions. On one side were the patricians, the wealthy and noble families. On the other were the plebeians, the common citizens who worked, fought in the army, and paid taxes, but often had little political say. This long struggle for equality is known as the conflict of the orders. And slowly, step by step, the plebeians gained rights. They won the ability to elect tribunes, leaders who could defend their interests. These tribunes held one of the most powerful tools in the Republic, the veto. With a single word, they could block any decision that threatened the people. It was a remarkable check on power. As Rome's political system evolved, the Republic grew rapidly. Through alliances, clever diplomacy, and of course military strength, Rome expanded across Italy and beyond. Each victory brought wealth, land, resources, slaves, and with it both opportunity and conflict. And this is where things begin to feel familiar, even today. Because with more power came more ambition. Generals who achieved major victories became heroes to the people. Some gained more influence than the Senate itself. And once personal ambition entered the political arena, Rome found itself facing a new kind of danger, its own internal divisions. Corruption began to grow. Elections were influenced with money, promises, and sometimes violence. Politicians formed factions, not for the good of the Republic, but to gain personal advantage. As you listen to this, you might even recognize patterns that still appear in politics around the world. The Roman Republic reminds us that whenever people seek power, conflict follows. Figures like Gaius Marius, Lucius Cornelius Sulla, and eventually Julius Caesar rose to prominence. Each of them believed they could reshape Rome, and in their own ways they did. Caesar became especially popular. His military success, his charisma, and his reforms made him a hero among the people. But his popularity frightened the Senate. They feared he would end the Republic and make himself king. This fear led to one of history's most dramatic turning points. When Caesar crossed the Rubicon, he chose civil war over surrender. And after winning that war, he held more power than any Roman before him. Yet the Senate's attempt to save the Republic by assassinating him only pushed Rome into even deeper chaos. After Caesar's death, Rome descended into another series of conflicts. Allies became enemies, and enemies sought new alliances. Finally, Caesar's adopted son Augustus rose to the top. He promised peace, stability, and order, things the exhausted Republic desperately needed. But that promise came at a price. With Augustus, the Republic officially ended, and the Roman Empire was born. Even though the Republic itself disappeared, it left behind a legacy that still shapes our world today. Concepts like checks and balances, citizen rights, elections, and political accountability, these ideas can be traced back to Rome. The story of the Roman Republic is more than a history lesson. It's a reminder of how fragile politics can be, how ambition can change the course of nations, and how difficult it is to balance freedom and power. And it shows us that ordinary people, just like you, played a role in shaping one of the most influential civilizations the world has ever known.